Nobody knows where my rosemary goes. Okay, audio sounds good. Let's do it. Toot, Shelly. Hello and welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I'm Mr. Randy, and today we're doing another Final Pour episode. If you're new to the channel, hello, welcome, come on in. All my returning viewers, you know, you're the true star of the show. But seriously, all appreciation goes out to all of you who really come along with me on this journey. I appreciate it very, very much. The comments is where it really comes out. So today's Final Pour episode is going to be of the Tequila Campo Reposado, rested in wine barrels, giving you a standard 40% alcohol by volume. That artwork is pretty neat. If you have not seen the full review to explain it all, go ahead and take a step back after this video, of course, and watch that if you will. Or if you jump off right now and start on the off the rip and go all the way up or down the chain. And there's that. I'm going to move you to the side. There's your NOM certification in case anybody looks for it. Is there a laser code on here? I do not see a laser code. Sometimes they ask for that just so that they can like track it down. But I don't see one, so cork pop. It's a synthetic. That's a hefty knob, isn't it? Mi Campo. Anywho, let's go ahead and get this final pour done and done. I think, yeah, we can do a headstand. We can do a headstand, push it back. There you go. Ta-da! So yes, I am now continuing on to using these, where is it at? Hold on. Yeah, I got it over to the side, the DJI Minis. And if anyone wants to know the specs or the setting that I'm using, I'm currently using the -12 setting. I have this thing on my clamp to my shirt maybe about 10 inches below my face. I'll put that to the side and move on. So here we are, Final Pour episode. We'll go ahead and do the rundown real quick. So I have a 3-part series to my review process. Part 1 is off the rip, get it home, crack it open, have my first pour, wipe off my hands, have my first pour, share my first impressions with you because that's what we do. Part 2, full review time. We drink it down halfway, put the cork back on it, put it on the shelf for a week and a half. We let it sit there, we let it open up, we let it off gas. It does what it does. While it's doing that, I go online, find out as much as I can, sometimes nothing at all, really. But we come back, find something to talk about. I score it, continue to drink it because Part 3, Final Pour episode, where we are today, we have our final pour. Compare it to the first pour off the rip and everything in between. Mi Campo. This was 30 something dollars. It was like mid-30s, so it was well under $40 out the door, which I will always and forever say some of the best damn tequilas that you can get out there right now are between $30 and $40. I just had a $50 tequila. I know I'm probably not going to pronounce it right. Tesoro Reposado. That thing is damn good for 50 bucks. I did have a $60 one. I can't remember. I think I just finished it a few days ago. But it was one of the tequilas. It's $62 and some odd cent. I remember that one more clearly. But it's one of the highest tequilas I've paid for that had all the buzzwords, and it was everything. It was gluten-free. It was organic, certified, and you know, all that great stuff, additive free, and I didn't care for it. The name will hit me in a moment, I know it will. But let's go ahead and let's move on. On the nose, it's still pretty solid at the final pour. Still pretty solid. I looked at this bottle for a few months before pulling the trigger on it. That's solid. That is a solid nosing. It's good. It's got, I would say, probably mostly white pepper with some caramel and vanilla. Probably more caramel than vanilla, but they're pretty close. I got cooked agave. Yeah, I got cooked agave. It might be roasted. There's a slight difference between cooked and roasted. There's a little bit more smokiness to the roasted than the cooked. The cooked is a little bit deeper, but this might be more of a cooked. It's got a damn good nose, but we're going to move on. Let's go ahead and get a flip on the palate. Yeah, this is pretty solid. Even here on the final pour, it's not... Oh, come on. I'm going to have to silence this thing. Oh, hold on a second. I apologize. I need just a moment. I know it's going to be... I'm going to get interrupted again. I just know it, but I got to keep moving. Okay. So a damn solid one for like 35 bucks out the door. It's got an excellent nose, a very, very excellent nose. The palating, I'm sorry, I got to do it again now because it's pretty easy on the palate. It does not come off as strong as it does on the palate as it does on the nose. So the nose is going to be a bit deceiving. The palate is not bad. It is a little turned down off the nose, but palating is just fine. It's very easy, somewhat light. There's more of that spice from the pepper, but it's not overwhelming. It's all very low. It's somewhat, how do I put it? I don't want to say it's watery, but it's kind of loose. The majority of the palating, the flavors and everything is going to sort of like run off, spread out and run all four corners. You're going to get some action on the tongue, even the cheeks. It's very delicious. It's not overly sweet as some of these cheaper tequilas will have a lot of glycerin and added sweetener and all that stuff sort of like makes all the the taste profile pop. And this one's everything is pretty rounded. This is pretty rounded. It's very nice. It's very nice. I'll get one more and then we'll move on. I love tequila. Not as much as I love scotch. Okay. It's got decent enough viscosity. Like I said, it comes off slightly oily on the palate, but only slightly. But then, like I said, everything gets on there and goes loose. Everything spreads out very lightly on the spice. And then after that, it sort of goes down. You get a little bit of caramel, a little bit of vanilla, some oakiness in there too. On the palate, the flavoring I'm getting, or let's move on to the other one. It flashed over the tongue, but there's still some life kicking on the tongue. Cheeks are getting full force here. I've got gums, I've got lips, not so much in the jowls, which is absolutely kind of fascinating. Like it just sort of. We'll check that out on the finish here. Not a whole lot of heat to speak of on the back end, but again, we'll wait until we get to the finish. So if you like the video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you have not subscribed to the channel as of yet, go ahead and do so while you're there. That way, all of this content will come to you as soon as I release it. The channel has dropped a couple of gears. I'm trying to get caught up so that I've done a lot of lower end bottles, especially with bourbon and scotch, and not so much in tequila. I think tequila, we had a little bit more wisdom behind what we're doing, so we stepped it up and started making more smarter decisions. Not to say at some point, instead of getting something I've already gotten, I'll jump back and maybe grab something I haven't. I just stepped over to get to something good. But yeah, we've gotten to the point in scotch where it's pretty much upper end. It's more than 50. I don't think I'm going to be spending a whole lot of money buying bottles that are under 50 bucks. I just bought a $40 bottle that's pretty damn good. But mostly I'm going to be swinging towards the fences for the scotch. And I think we found where we're going to sit in the tequila section. Roughly $30, $40. Occasionally might go a little bit out of that to get something the 50. I don't really care for much anything above 60. Tequila just seems like the sweet spot is $30 to $40. You don't really need to double it to get something better. If you do, then it's just for the experience and probably the views. But I think, yeah, we'll do one more and then we'll move on. Yeah, there was a little more in that glass than I wanted to do on that final finish. Indeed, this was a nice one. This was a very nice one. I would definitely recommend this one if you want to get into tequila, or if you like tequila but you find out a lot of tequilas are either too heavily sweetened, too like juicy or like oily because of the glycerin and whatnot, or if you, like me, you start to find out that all the additive freeze and all the organic and all the buzzwords jammed into that bottle, if you find that a little too lackluster, lacking, if you find it very lacking, you gotta find something in the middle section, right? So this is one of them. I've got another one coming up, doing a full review. I forget what it is off the top of my head, but it's better than this one. It costs a little more, but it's much, much better. Like I said, this one's pretty mellow. It's pretty, like, it cruises down the middle of the road with no oncoming traffic. So let's go ahead and get this finish done. Ta-da! I was in marketing and advertising. I've done drafting and design. AutoCAD, if you know what that is. Even done the old architect's desk board where we had the slide rules and all the angles and stuff like that. I have quite the plethora of experience. I've done many different things. I built an ultralight glider in high school. Never got to fly it because at the end of the time, we found out that, yeah, you had to have a license to fly a plane. Kind of a no-brainer, I think. But yeah, only one of us, the team leader, he was the one who was going to fly it at the air show. Yeah, we had great resentment for that guy. Anyways, on the finish here, man, it's got some pretty good, some peppery spice clear across the board. We got cheeks, we got jowls, we got lips, gums. Back end is not going to see a 2. Nothing's really going to exceed the 2 mark. Everything but the back end is like roughly hanging around a 1. This is a very light, easy sipper. If you like sipping tequila, this is definitely a sipper tequila. I think it would probably get lost in a cocktail, but not so much so that you couldn't enjoy it. Maybe a lighter cocktail. Maybe mix it with something that's not going to rob it of the stage time, okay? But besides that, this has been a damn good one. Anywho, enough of that messing around. In the comment section, would like to know where you're at. What are you currently drinking? Have you had the Campo? What do you think about it? Let's talk about it. And as always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. Have a really good one.